Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to go through a few more bits that we bought for our camper van that we find really useful and we think that you might too, so we're going to show you those now. So first up we have our brand new,
broken box,
focus,
ripped
with a
box,
battered box, awning lights, which we put up in the middle of our Van Gogh awning. You may have seen in a previous video. Really good, really bright. We got these from, I think, Go Outdoors.
Yeah,
it was Go Outdoors, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really good, really long cable. The lights are 4 meters. They give us loads of light inside the awning, and remote control, which we don't really use that often, and they just plug into a USB lead. So really good if you want some light for an awning, or to inside a van or inside a tent or anything like that. These are called the Sunbeam Flexi Light USB lights, so highly recommend them. Really good.
Me next. Oh.
Yeah, you ready?
Okay, so what is it, you may ask? So the lid that pops off. Hold the lid for me, and if I can get it to come out, which I can't.
Around the bottom.
I'll never get a job on QVC as well. Okay, so it pops out. It is a collapsible bucket with a lid, but what we use it for is, because I don't know about anybody else, but we never have enough anywhere to put our rubbish. So we use it as a bin. I decided we needed a bin with a lid, because before we were just using...
We were using bags, just carrier bag or bin bags, and then we bought a round sort of bin, proper bin, but you couldn't fold it down.
A bathroom bin it was.
It
was really, really small.
Yeah, and the lid sort of turned inwards, and once it was half full you couldn't open the lid and stuff like that.
Because it was a lid that, it was a swinging,
yeah, like a swing top
lid.
Sort of lid.
But because we had an incident where we were in Brighton, weren't we? At the campsite in Brighton, and we left
it was just a rubbish bag, wasn't it?
Rubbish bag in the awning, and the following morning we discovered it being ripped apart.
Yeah, but the good thing about this one is that it's got our little catches here, and if you put the lid on and spin it locks.
Stay down. So hopefully we won't get. And we're pretty sure it was probably like a fox that got in.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, because it ripped the bag apart.
Completely ripped the bag apart. So I found this, and I've even found some bin bags
that go
in it.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. We use that all the time now, don't we?
Yeah.
For our little bin.
Okay.
Next one, your turn.
Next up, we have in this bag here are tie-down awning straps, and they are used for our wind-out awning on our. I think they're on our California, so the awning that winds out from the side, not the driveway awning. No. So if you don't want to put the driveway awning up, we want you to have the wind-out awning out. It can get, it could bounce up and down, or it could be vulnerable to the wind. So these were a Father's Day present, I think you got me.
I don't remember. Yeah, Father's Day or birthday present.
And they basically are just.
In June it was, wasn't it?
There's a few fixtures and fittings, but this essentially attaches to the driving, as you can see in this clip here, and it runs down to the floor. You hammer them in the floor, tighten up the strap, and it's really, really secure. So these are really good, and that would prevent any.
Because a few times before we've said, oh, why don't we put the wind out awning out and leave it out, and you don't like to because you're always worried about the wind.
Yeah, I just think that if we're sleeping and there's a gust of wind or something, or the wind picks up overnight, and it blows the awning up, it could cause obviously quite a lot of.
We've never really sort of left it out and sat under it, and
no, it was wound up at night time and packed out.
This summer
now we would feel confident leaving that out, which is good because it saves us a job every night and every morning. So that's that. They're by Fuel, by the way. And we may not mention this already, but links for everything we're talking about here are going to be in the description below. So if you're interested in any of this stuff, check it out. Links are there. Take you straight to the product.
My turn.
Go for it.
You may think, what has she got? A purple tea towel. And you may think, why?
So special.
Yeah, what is so special about her purple tea towel? It's microfiber, and it's great for now washing up and drying up. Well, drying up. Yeah. It just dries stuff really quickly. It doesn't stay really wet like most tea towels do. You know, you're like, oh, after you've done quite a bit of drying up, you think, oh god, it's soaking wet tea towel. I'll never dry, and it just dries really quickly.
It dries the pots really quickly, and it dries itself really quickly. Really quickly.
So it's a bit like, you know, the microfiber camping towels, you know. So it's and now I use it not just for camping, but I use them at home as well. They're great. I love them. Because they literally do. But one thing you have to be really careful of, I don't know if anyone, or if you knew, you probably do, is that when you wash these things, a bit like your camping microfiber camping towels, do not use them with conditioner. Just washing liquid.
Yeah. Just,
detergent,
powder,
but not conditioner, because softener, because I think it takes away the drying mechanism. Alright, so
they're really useful.
Really useful.
Saves
really
having towels hanging up overnight and everything.
Yeah,
just dry
we brought
really
them
quickly.
because they just like super dry really quickly.
Next up we have these. Now these are just very simple tie straps. So they're basically they've got a sort of a clasp on the end. You feed the it back on itself, and it just sort of locks there. And what we use these for is mainly for wrapping up the duvet. So you can roll the duvet up really tight, and then wrap this around it, pull it really tight, so you can obviously shrink it to, you know, as tight as you possibly can, and it just compacts the duvets down into a lot smaller size. We just throw them in the wardrobe in the camper van, and it just holds them together. We can carry them in the house. It saves us just sort of trying to roll them up and squeeze things in. It just really
and you start using it for the awning.
And we've got a couple to go around the driveway awning as well. It's just like really useful to. And once they're through, it's got like a one-way clip. Once you feed them through that way, it doesn't go back the other way. So they're pretty good. You can use them for anything. They're just really strong, like seatbelt material. Tie anything up that you wanted to, really, but we use them for duvets and stuff.
That sounds really weird.
Depends what sort of trips you're into.
Oh my god, I'm going to fall over. I'm going to drag these a bit nearer because I'm falling over. Next things are rubber.
This is going back to tying up.
That's what I was thinking as I was picking them up. Rubber mitts, and you may think, why have they got rubber mitts?
Rubber?
Yeah, a silicone.
Okay.
Are they silicone?
They're silicone, yeah.
So they're silicone glove mitts, or oven mitts, or whatever you might want to call them. So basically, picking up anything hot, very useful. As you can see, clip here of me picking up something hot. And because one thing we noticed, when did we start thinking about these?
When we were getting the pizza.
The pizza,
when the lid got hot, and we had to take the lid off the Cadillac.
And we were trying to use a tea towel, and then we were like, well,
the thing is though, because there's a flame.
Yeah.
You know, so we use a tea towel, and there's a risk that the end of it could dip into a flame or something. You have to be
before you know it,
easy. Just like we don't know how we dry the pots up if we didn't have a tea towel.
Yeah, exactly.
Despite the camping fire. But these are just really useful, aren't they? They're really almost fingertip, and you know there's nothing hanging down into a flame.
Yeah, and they work really well, as we know. We've used them. We use these at work. Don't ask me what I do with them at work.
Don't know actually. But no, they're really useful, and they're not expensive either, are they? They're quite reasonable, aren't they?
Like £8.
A few pounds, yeah, not like 20, 30.
They were really quite cheap.
Again,
very
links below.
handy.
Links below.
Alright.
The next one, unfortunately, wasn't very cheap, but it's really useful. And this is specially designed for the California, but I'm sure there's ones that are for other vans as well. It basically slides over the sink so that you can use it as a worktop, and it's metal. So for example, if you were boiling a kettle and you wanted to put it somewhere else to cool down, or you wanted to use the rings for something else, you didn't have anywhere to put the kettle, it goes over the taps. There's a hole where the taps sit, and there's a special, there's a little corner here that I'm not sure if you can see, but it's just designed to fit really snugly, as you can see here, into that area above the sink. Obviously you can't use a sink where you're using this, but it's used to give you a little bit of extra surface while that countertop is up, and also it's metal, so you can put a hot kettle on there or a hot pan on there if you wanted to turn the rings off and just have a bit more storage space. So this was really expensive. I can't remember where I got it from. There will be a link below if I can still get hold of them. But because it was custom built for California, it's going to cost you a bit more money. But I mean, you can see by the state of it, it's used quite a lot and it's really handy for us. So I quite like that, definitely. So that's the penultimate piece. What's that? There's a fly buzzing around my ankle. Anyway, sorry. Yes, that's that. Really useful for us, we think.
Have you done all yours?
Yeah, that's it. So it's just one more to go now. Cool. Shall I help you with that?
So our last one. Oh!
I think it'll be okay.
Our last item that we bought recently.
This was a birthday present as well, I think.
Your birthday present.
Yeah.
It was your birthday present.
You can see these. Let's go up so you can read it up at the same time. I think we'll be able to read it, but we'll show you a quick clip in a second about.
So they are specially made carpets for our camper van. So we've been talking a while ago, you know, getting carpets, and you can get carpets that go over like the runners of.
They're custom made, basically.
They're custom made, but they're really expensive to get those. So I was googling carpets for the campervan, and up came Campervan Carpets.
Was it the Campervan Carpet? Oh, Campervan Carpet Company. That was the name of it.
Campervan Carpets. And I was emailing the lady that works there, and I gave her ideas of what we wanted and what we wanted on there, and she came up with these.
So they've embroidered our YouTube channel name on there, our website name. And if we go up together, you can see it says Driving Horizons. Keep going up, keep going up, keep going up. Driving Horizons, if that's visible, but it'll be more visible in the little clip we're going to show you.
But it just makes it really nice. The back of the campervan, it looks like really homely and warm for your feet.
And why they're in two pieces?
Why they're in two pieces?
Tell the viewers why they are two carpets and not one.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's quite important. That's like the main bit about it.
So basically, so during the day you have them out side by side, Driving Horizons, or whatever design you wanted to go for, and then at night time, obviously we slide our bed or the seat all the way forward, and it becomes our bed. And then basically you stack these one on top of the other, and you can still keep your feet warm at the bottom of the bed.
So essentially the gap that we've got between the front seats and the rear seats, it halves in size. Yeah. So it goes from like this big to this big, and therefore we just take one of the carpets and plop it on top of the other carpet. Yeah.
So when you put your feet down in the morning, you're still putting your feet on a nice warm, fluffy carpet. So yeah, so I was really pleased with them.
They're good. I love them. You can they wrote embroidered, if you like, or they it's part of the actual what they call this, the
carpet.
It's in the thread, if you like. So the carpet is obviously grey, but then they've sewn in, or whatever the hell you make a carpet. You know, the different colours with the writing down. So.
But yeah, really
great birthday present.
It really does make it look so much more homely, and takes away the rubby floor.
It's cold, it's nice to step into it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So they are the new things. Nothing else, I don't think, that we have bought for the van since we did the last video, which will link. I think it's up in this corner, isn't it? Which will link here. So we've done a video on great kitchen stuff, which is linked here or down below, and we've done a video on just our favourite accessories for the van, if you like, and they'll both be linked somewhere, either up here or down below. But since then we've bought these new things and find them all really useful, so we thought we'd share that with you.
What's your favourite one? I'll tell you what my favourite one is.
What's my favourite
Me being a woman, and what have you found most useful then?
Most useful.
Most useful.
I like the carpet's my favourite, but the most useful thing that I think we found that I like are the straps.
Yeah.
Because it can be used for different things, and it gives us more space in the van. And it means we can pack better. But that's the most useful. My favourite is the carpets because it makes a difference in how we live and the comfort and stuff like that.
My favourite is the carpet, definitely, because being a woman and a homely person, it just makes like our evenings when we're in the camper van. You know, when we go back into the camper van and we're playing games, it just like
lounge, doesn't it?
Really cosy. It's like, oh, the lights are on and it looks really nice, and you know, my other not favourite thing, but most useful thing I'm glad we got is the bin.
The bin, yeah.
With the lid.
With the lid, 'cause it's safe and stops animals and stops smells as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And we just pop it just outside, like we can leave it now. Before we were leaving the bin bag in the camper van.
In the awning or in the camper van.
But now we can just leave it outside.
Leave it in the tunnel, leave it outside, and we've never had any problems with it so far, so fingers crossed.
It's good.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you found it useful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Everyone says it, but you know what to do. It's free, you don't have to pay, you just click the button. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.